Good morning, garden friends. This is Alima in Delores' garden in Zone 8B in Middle Georgia. On today, I wanted to take you along with me to show you everything that's going on in my garden. So why not do a garden tour on the first day of spring? So let's go. We will start this garden tour with our fruit trees. Why not? So here we have a peach tree, and I'm just going to try to get closer so that you can see all the beautiful flowers that have opened up since the last time we have done a garden tour. This peach tree was planted it's been here for about 3 years, and this is the first time that I believe we're going to get some peaches. It was a stick when it was put in the ground. It was put in the ground when I first moved here, which will be going on 3 years. Okay, and here, this is what is this? This is the lemon tree. I don't know if you can see it, that I told you I cut down. Wait, let's look back. What is this? Sorry, not lemon, grapefruit. Grapefruit tree that I cut down, and as you see down to the bottom, is getting some new growth. But what my plan with this is to dig this out, which I will, and put in a pot. I just haven't done that as of yet. Here is the apple tree waking up. You see those beautiful flowers at the top of the branches. They're all just at the top. So I think also this tree was planted at the same time as my peach tree, and I feel like this is the year we're going to also get some apples. And down here I planted some snapdragons, so I'm excited for them to put on a show this spring when they start to flower. I'll come back to the flowers. Here, this is the lemon tree that has started putting on some new leaves. It did not die during the frost. This has been here and died back multiple times, but this year, even with the snow that we got, it did not die, which is good. So we'll see that, it seems to be acclimating with my area. And then here we have another apple tree that is waking up, and you see the flowers, some of the growth. Are they flowers? No, not yet. Just waking up, leaves, not flowers as of yet. The apple trees are really the last to wake up from what I have experienced. And then here we have our orange tree that has put on new leaves since the last time you guys saw it. I don't know if you can see how it's doing. This has also been here for going on 3 years, has never produced any fruit. But the good thing about this one is that it did not die back. And look at the pears, honey. Bartlett pear tree. All the flowers on this one. This is the second one. We have two. The flowers have opened, and we have plenty of flowers this year. I do believe that we are going to get some pears this year also. So this is going to be the year of the fruit. And I know you won't be able to see, but you saw on the previous garden tour when I showed the trees that this had flowers at the top, and I can see some pears all the way at the top. This is a pear tree. It's massive. Here is our plum tree. Now let's see if I can get a little closer with this one so you can see the little plums maybe, but it was filled with flowers, and we're definitely going to get a lot of plums. Last year we did really good with the plums, and this year seems to be another great year. I just found some. I hope that you can see it. The sun is coming out, so I hope that you can see it. But isn't it beautiful, y'all? And here is another plum tree. And here, I think I can get a little bit closer to this one. You'll be able to see some of the plums on this one. Okay, I'm going to take you outside so that you can see the remainder of the fruit trees. Because I have some fruit trees. I have peaches and plums. On the outside. This is a peach tree. I don't know if you can see all the peaches that are forming. They were covered in flowers. We didn't have any plum flowers, maybe just one. This is a plum tree, and then we're following up with another peach tree. I don't know if you can see. Plum, and then another peach. And these were just planted. These were bare root. I got these trees from Food Forest Nursery. All right, let's go back inside so we can go ahead and get on with this garden tour so I can show you all the amazing things that are happening in the garden. Things have changed. All right. We're going to start in the greenhouse. The greenhouse is packed, y'all. It is definitely packed. And I need to work on up potting these peppers. All right, excuse the tape. I had all these gnats and flies. I just wanted to get rid of that, so excuse the nasty looking tape. So let's go inside. Here you will see tomatoes. I up potted these. I didn't do this on camera. I up potted them. I've been picking off flowers and fruit off of these because it's too early to put these out. Let me move this out the way. Here you have peppers. Here you have peppers that I need to up pot, which I will be doing today. I won't do that on camera because I don't want to hold you guys long. Here are the pigeon pea plants. And back there you see some borage, which I probably need to go ahead and get out of those small pots. Basil have really taken off and bloomed with some dill in the back. I do need to plant some more basil because I feel like that is just not enough. Here I have some more tomato plants. I have some calendula flowers, some peppers over here, and a tomato. I'm running out of space, so you see that they're starting to group together. Tomatoes down here. Wow, look at those zinnias. Marigolds. They really took off. Peppers down here. I am going to take all of these out of these small pots. You have also some tomatoes. You have some Shasta daisies right there. And some peppers over here. So I really need to, and let's not forget the tomatoes that I up potted over here into these pots. Today I'll be watering and fertilizing. I've definitely slowed off on the fertilizer because I really need them to wait until it's time to go outside, because honey, it's something in a space where they're supposed to be going. But with garden plants, it always change. So I might have to change the actual bed because my potatoes are in those beds where these potatoes are in those beds where these tomatoes are supposed to go. Look like we had a little broken leaf, so I take that off, which is fine because it will grow some more. But yeah, this is This is the greenhouse, and it's full. Okay, let's go ahead out in the garden. And let's start back here with these beds. So I went on ahead and filled these beds up back here. These are the new beds that my husband and boys created for me, and then also put the 2A frame trellises, which will be one more going in the middle. And the plan back here is to, well, I already filled it with compost, and I planted corn in each of these beds using the square. So I have I use that square that, it tells you where and how deep to put vegetables that you are planting. So I use that. So I have about over 200 corn plants that will be coming up here. And the plan for these 4 back beds, I planted the corn. Once the corn reach a certain height, the plan is to plant beans. I'm trying to do the 3 sisters, or more like the 2 sisters. So once the corn start to get a certain height, then I will follow up with planting beans around those plants. And then up against these trellises, the plan for these trellises here, I am going to, there's nothing up against these trellises right now, but the plan for that is to put cucumber plants to grow up on these trellises. I don't see any germination as of yet, but that doesn't mean it won't happen. I did this off camera. So it's been in the bed for a few days. So no germination as I see yet, as of yet. So plan again is to have corn, beans, and cucumbers growing up together, happy and merrily. Yeah, no corn as of yet. I also was able to help my husband finish the irrigation back here, so I don't have to worry about watering these beds, which is a plus as always. And then the type of corn I have back here, as you see my little sign, I'm trying to make sure I put signs up, is peaches and cream, and that's the date that they were planted, on the 14th. Back here on this trellis, the plan for this back here, I have strawberries as a ground cover, and finally my Concord grape bare root plants arrived. They were shipped out on time. However, due to USPS, they were late. However, they seem to have acclimated, and I also planted these around the 14th also. And as you see, let me just get closer. I don't know if you can see that flower, that bud opening up in the other buds. And as I'm here, let's go ahead and look at all of these strawberries that will be coming. So my plan for today, once I finish with this garden tour, is to go through my especially my strawberry beds, just to check for any slugs, because honey, they not getting none of this. I'm trying to be very diligent and control the pest pressure so that I will be able to get, a good harvest. And look at this. This is another Concord grape. I have one on each trellis, on each side. That way they can grow up. Isn't that beautiful? That way they can grow up, and I can train them up this trellis with pruning. So of course I don't expect to get any grapes this season. I just planted them. The plan right now for these is just to establish a good root system, and let them grow so that they can be trained. All right, let's go ahead to these berry beds back here. This is Berry Lane. I will put the name of these You know what? Let's finish with the strawberries since we started with the strawberries. I don't know if I showed you the strawberries over here. Let's go back over here so I can show you. I showed you strawberries in one bed, but not the other. All of these strawberries are June bearing. And I will put the name of these strawberries. I got these bare root plants a year ago. And all of these plants that you will see today came from those few plants. Those babies, I just divided them up and put them in certain beds. And as you see here, a carrot that apparently didn't germinate when I planted it for fall is now, you know, up and trying to live its best life. I'm not bothering it. Let me get this weed out of here. You know, it tries to blend in, but I'll find it. I also put fresh mulch down on all my berry beds. And I used the pine bark. I also fertilized with the berry tone. And let's continue with the strawberries, and then we'll come back to the berry beds because this is berry lane, so I want to be able to show you everything that's happening in the garden. Here is another strawberry bed. Again, they are all June bearing. I put fresh mulch pine bark nuggets down, and as you see, strawberries is going to be filled. So plan for today, up pot peppers, check all the beds for any slug activity. Another strawberry bed here, June bearing. I thought about getting some everbearing, but I really wanted my strawberries to put on all its fruit. My plan, of course, is to do strawberry preserve, just as I did last year with the raspberries. Fresh pine bark on all beds. And all of these came from those few plants that I planted last year. All right, let's go over here to the blueberry bed. This one was full of flowers. They have the flowers petals has started to, you know, fall off and started to show its berries. Now, on this plant here, I think you'll be able to see it had aphids, which is not as much as it did the last time I was out here. So what I did was put some insecticidal soap, which I will do today again. And then I followed back up with rinsing those bugs off. And the reason I found that is because I saw an ant hill close by, followed the trail, and they were bringing up those aphids to my plants. But we're going to take care of that, baby, because I will not let them enjoy or destroy these beauties. We're going to have us some blueberries. At the bottom of my blueberry beds, you'll see some strawberry plants as I planted those to act as a ground cover also. So we have some. This blueberry bed I pruned back because, of course, it was me. When they were in a pot, this one kind of died back. But it grew, you know, sent out some new branches. So look at it. It's doing a lot better. Putting on some new growth. Here are some more strawberries. Strawberries. And then all of these beautiful flowers. Now the kind of blueberry plants I will put in the video, but this one is a pink lemonade. I know I have Premier, Spartan, and there's one other kind that I will have to think about, but I'll put what type of blueberry plants these are in the on the video. And I don't know if you can see this cluster of strawberries. My blueberry plants did arrive the same day well, the rest of my blueberry plants arrived the same day as my Concord grapes, and I went ahead and planted those. Now, this is a Spartan that has started to put on some new growth that have woken up. This one is a pink lemonade that has started to put on some growth. And then you have here a Spartan. And then this one is a Premier. I don't know if you can see all of the growth, the buds that are opening up. And then here, I want to say that this is another Spartan. Yes. And then again, strawberries at the bottom of all of my, at the base of all of my berry beds. Okay, I will go around and show you. This is the new cages, I'm sure I already showed you, for my raspberry bushes to grow up. And as you see, they have definitely exploded with growth. This is going to be another great raspberry season, and I will put the name of these up on the screen. And I will also create a stake with the name so that I won't have to keep saying I'll put it at the top of the screen. So everything is looking really good. All right, so now that we're finished with the berry beds, let's go inside the shed to see how the cucumbers, okra, watermelon, cantaloupe, sunflower, sweet pea, let's see how they're all doing. That was a lot. And I cleaned up, y'all, because it was a mess, I promise. I cleaned up again. Let me move this heater out the way. Oh, and tomatoes. Let's not forget the purple tomatoes. Can you see that? My plan is to take these melons out and put them in a bigger container. But they're looking really good. I don't know if you can see that. They already have their true leaves, so today will be their first day of getting some fertilizer. All right, let's look at these poor plants. They have been, I'm telling you, neglected. They looking horrible, but I have to put some water in them. They're looking bad. That was just leftover plants. But here I uppotted the echinacea and lavender, and they are looking a lot better than being in those small pots. And then, what is this one? And then also the lemon balm. I don't know if you can, let me move this out the way so you can see. So I will water these. They were just leftover plants, so that's why apparently I neglected them. All right, let's go through the garden. Over here, of course, I'm not done. I had to put this down to hold down the fabric that I'm laying out. I'm laying out fabric over here in this area. I am putting my some flowers in pots. I'm gonna put rocks in this area. I did move my table that my husband found for me on Facebook Marketplace. Remember I told you I wanted a seating area. Now this, unfortunately, in the moving process, my poor babies dropped it and it did break, but guess what? It's still going to sit and look fabulous. I love it. It doesn't matter. I love it. Even with the flaw. All right, let's go ahead and do these flowers, which I have to water. I have to fill up the little balls that I got to keep these plants watered. I put snapdragons. I had lots of snapdragons left over, and I went on ahead and put them in this pot. So I purchased these little balls that you put the water in, and it'll give the water to the plant as needed. That way I didn't have to worry about watering. And at the base of all of my trees, most of my fruit trees, I have snapdragons. So I can just picture when these start to grow and bloom, it's going to be a fabulous, fabulous show. So bottom, at the base, I have snapdragons. And also in these round beds are also some snapdragons that are looking really good. Here are the forget-me-nots. Look at them. They're just flourishing and getting bigger. Some snapdragons here. Look how beautiful this forget-me-not. Remember when I put these down, they were really tiny. Oh, wow. Look at this. Now, look at this. Now, what? I don't know if this was done by the wind or what, baby, but let me find whatever eating on my flower. We gonna get it, honey. We gonna get it. Just know that. Count your days. Whatever you are eating on mine. Now, what is this? Got me all riled up. Oh, my hollyhocks. This is gonna be beautiful. If I could, I don't know if the wind did that, but don't worry, we gonna find it. Just know, and I hope it hear me, whatever it is. Forget-me-nots, looking fabulous. Oh, let me just get a close-up on this flower from the pear tree. Snapdragons. Baby, they gonna be beautiful when they start to flower. Just beautiful. Some forget-me-nots again. So at the base of all of these fruit trees, we're going to have a beautiful show, baby. That's what I call it, a show. All right. Let me close up on this. I don't know if you can see the little plums. At the base, some more flowers. And then my last set of flowers down here. All right, let's start in these herb beds. I have mint here that was planted last year. That's looking really, really good. And over here, I have another garden bed of mint. And look how beautiful that bush looks. So in this bed, we have some elephant garlic that has really tripled in size, looking really, really good. Elephant garlic. Here's another bed of elephant garlic. I got my elephant garlic from Keen Garlic. This year, my plan is to save the biggest cloves for planting. And we're going to see if I am successful with that so that I don't have to purchase any garlic. But we'll see, because I always somehow purchase just in case. I always want a just in case. Back here, I planted some of my onions. I want to say these are the shallots that I started. I only had a few. I don't know if you can see them back there, but they're good, getting a good, nice size on them. And since I'm over here, let's take a look at this herb bed. I gotta go around. My thyme is really looking good and nice. I cut that back. And then also my oregano. I planted hyssop. And you can see it right there. I also planted cilantro in this bed, and you see one coming up. And I planted some marshmallow, and you see those coming up. Here I have some rosemary, and I started this chamomile. Look how it's spreading. Y'all remember when I put this in, it was 3 little plants. So my herb beds are looking really good and filling out. I still have more that I have to put, more herbs that I have to put down, but they are looking really good. All right, let's get back over here to these garlic and onions once I cross over. Okay, here you have an onion bed, which is looking really good. Now, the kind of onions I have is red Creole, Carta Blanca. I have the sweet Spanish. I have the Vedora. Some of these I started myself, and some of them came from House Tools. The ones in the back that I planted later are ones that I started myself. So I kind of just put in the middle and around to fill this bed out. So everything is looking really good. Now I'm just now noticing this here. If you see that, that's a flower pod that's shooting up. No, it's not a good thing because it's going to focus his energy on that. However, I am happy I only see one, and I'm hoping that's all I see. Last year I had more than one. I had quite a few. I mean, probably about 10. So I'm going to be checking that also. Yeah, so far I only see that one, which is good. I'm hoping that'll be it. What I'll do is probably take that out, and then so to see if it'll help focus his energy back in growing the plant. If not, whatever. We'll use it as a green onion. We're cool with that. These are the onions that I planted, that I started myself after. Look at these. They are looking really good. I did those close together for bunching onions. Now, what I've noticed is that the onion plants that I purchased, and I purchased plants because I did the same thing last year. Those were the ones that went to seed. My plan for this year, I have to take some weeds out of this bed. My plan for this year is to start all of my own onions. And I trialed it with, of course, starting, because some of these that are integrated are my plants that I started. And I feel like I trialed it this year, and I feel like I can do it. So we will see. I will start them early so that they can get a good size. I want to put them in the ground by October to get some footing before we start getting freezes. That's my plan for this year, onion planting. Because you know, here in this zone, in this area, we plant our onions in the fall before our first frost. Since I'm over here, I might as well go ahead and show you my greenstock. My nasturtiums are looking fabulous. Then I have some spinach down here. Sorry for the shade, but it is what it is. Spinach, some lettuce. I want to say some kale, but right now I just want to focus on these beautiful, beautiful nasturtiums. And as you see, another one coming up. Lettuce, spinach, kale. This is the kale right here, and nasturtiums. So I see nothing came up in this bed, so I will be planting something just to fill it up. I have not harvested any lettuce or spinach off of this bed as of yet. And then we'll go to this green stock. Now this one is looking amazing. Absolutely amazing. That's the Yadeki lettuce, which is really good. Maintains its crunch really, really well. I harvested a lot off of my other bed. Down here you'll see the red romaine lettuce. No, that I think that's the butterhead, the red butterhead or something like that. But the green is the yadeki. I do know that for sure. And here you'll see some spinach mixed with some nasturtiums, and a nasturtium right there. So these green stalks will be filled with flowers and even probably some herbs. That's the plan for this. I have not harvested anything out of this green stock as of yet. Just another pan at the onions. Let me bring you around here so you can see how these onions are bulbing up. Let me find a good one for you. Now, my onion season the previous year was amazing. Just know that. Now, because of the multiple freezes and me planting not early enough, I don't think they're going to be as big. Uh-oh, I'm in the shadow. Can you see that? Can you see that? It's swelling up. Okay. Here I have some garlic, which is the early German hardneck. I have some Ichilium red, and I also have some elephant garlic in this bed. My garlic harvest last year was also an amazing harvest, and I do feel that this year will also be an amazing harvest. The thing I did different from the previous years, not last year, because last year was amazing because I did the same thing. The previous year was I put them in a refrigerator to get their cold period to stratify and get those bulbs. So I placed them in the refrigerator for a few months so that I can get a nice size bulb, because they need that cold stratification. If I'm even saying that right, but you know what I mean. Here I have parsley. Now this is the second year for this parsley. So this parsley doesn't have that good fresh parsley taste. However, I was going to cut this. This is the new growth here. This is the old growth. I was going to cut this, but last year I had an abundance of swallowtail caterpillars. So I'm leaving it for them. Let them munch on it, and then I will plant more. I think they're like a biannual. This is my collard tree that my friend gifted me, and look how beautiful it's looking. I had to take the other one down. It didn't look as great as this one. These are the cabbage plants that I cut back. I harvested the cabbage, and as you see, they are forming little cabbage heads. And here the plants are finally looking good. Cabbages that I put in these beds, they are finally taking off. They are looking healthy and really, really nice. Really good. Here are my collard plants. Now I harvested these. They went to seed, as you see. I was not going to harvest because I did not know that you can still harvest the leaves on these plants that were flowering until Ali from the Rusty Garden. I'll put her name on this video and link to her channel. When she made a comment, she said, at least you have one last harvest. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, I can still harvest that? So I looked it up, and sure enough, it said that I can still harvest we can still harvest and eat those greens. It did say that it might, be a little bitter and it might not be as tender. However, Mama cooked up some of them greens, and baby, they were just as tender as the ones that I harvested that before they flowered. So they were good. So at least I know now. And thank you, Ali, for letting me know. At least I know now that I could still harvest when these plants go to flower. And we enjoyed those greens, but look at that. I left them because the flowers are beautiful, and I'm not ready to put anything down in these beds. We have had multiple harvests off of these collard green plants. Just another view because they are absolutely fabulous. I am sorry that this garden tour is taking a long time, but I just wanted to be a little detailed to show you exactly what's going on in Delores' garden. Here are some onions, and they are looking good, y'all. They are looking really, really good. Now let me show you. Hold on, I'm gonna go around. I already told you the variety, but let me show you now. These in the front, I started these myself from seed, and that's why I said, and as you see, none of them are going to seed or putting on a flower head. Look at them. I feel like I can do it. I trialed it, and to me, this looks fabulous. They are right on point with growth. The more leaves you see, the more rings, the bigger the onion is. So the bigger the leaves, the bigger the onion. And look at it. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start early because sometimes the germination is not as great. So I'm gonna start early so that I can get them to a good size, so that by the time they are ready to come out, I'm gonna put them down before the first frost to get established. And then by the time those freezes come, they will be able to withstand those temperatures. Here, let me back up, is a potato bed. As you see, they are finally coming up. I have Baltic Rose, Yukon Gold in this bed. I also have to look on the back of these, in a red port. So as you see, they are finally starting to pop up. So these are the beds that my tomatoes are supposed to go into, and that's why I said we are not ready for those tomatoes to go out, because these are the beds. However, if I have to adjust my plan, I will, because I am not taking my potatoes out early. I want to get a lot of potatoes. Here, let me show you some growth that's coming through. So I know you at least need 90 to 100 days on some of these varieties of potatoes. Now you see these poles here. These are where my everywhere you see poles, I have tomatoes. And the reason I have those, I did the Florida weave, which worked out better for me. So that's why you see those stakes in these beds. I didn't take them out because I had plans to put tomatoes here, but that can always change. I'm sure my husband doesn't mind taking them out and putting them somewhere else. And finally in this bed, so I'll tell you the variety that's coming up in this bed. So here I have the Caribou, Huckleberry Gold. I have to look at the back. Look at that. Purple Viking, Prairie Blush. Then let's go around. Looking really, really nice. They decided to cut the grass now while I'm out here, unfortunately. I hope you guys can still hear me. I apologize for the noise. And then over here I have the Caribe. So that is my potato bed. I'm trying to see if I see any more coming up. Yes, right here. I hope you can see all of the beauty. Okay, now here is looking really good, y'all. Y'all remember when I planted this? These are all of my, what is this, y'all? Kohlrabi. They're finally taking and looking good. They are looking really, really good. And here I have my collards, and they are also looking fabulous. Except for this baby here. And guess what? That's okay, because I have some more I can plop in there. And then also this one. Oh my God. I'm glad I'm about finished, y'all. Oh, let's do this greenstock really quick. So I have strawberries at the top of these greenstocks, and I have harvested multiple times out of this greenstock. I'm sure you can see where I have some cuttings. And you see all that pollen on my leaves? That's what that is. It's the pollen. But I have some strawberries coming. That's gonna look really nice falling over. Some spinach. I have some star spinach. I have some red tabby spinach. I have the red butter. This is the red butter head lettuce. This is the red romaine that we have harvested off of plenty of times, and that's the yadeki lettuce. So just to span a pan out of the garden, everything is looking really good, and I can't wait for you to see how it all comes together in the height of the season. So I'm just gonna go inside my shed because of course they decided to cut the grass at this inopportune time. Let's go inside. 1 second. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos, commenting, sharing, liking. I am loving the community that we are in, and this is such a critical time for us to grow our food, learn where our food is coming from, and then it's also peaceful and joyful to do that. So thank you so much to all the new subscribers, those that have continued to support me. I appreciate you as always. Peace and love in Delores Garden. Bye.